Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to BBallBreakdown. Do not miss our podcast. It's up on iTunes and Stitcher and everywhere else, and it's a great way to get in depth with long form interviews with the NBA guys that I bring on, from beat writers to national guys. Really great stuff, great guests, don't miss it. Now let's talk about the Bulls offense, because it's been a revelation. We've seen a lot of triangle offense stuff in the past few years with Coach Thibodeau, but without question, Coach Hoiberg brought in a whole new set. And we diagrammed a little bit what was happening from his college days, but it's really exciting to see what's going on the floor right now, and it will certainly open up a lot. So I want you to be aware of just how fast the offense works now and how quickly they get into it, which will then allow them to run more action the quicker they get up the court. And I got to tell you, this is their chance to really merge some of the great individual talents that they have with the team concept and shooters, and this could very well be the year that they break into that top 5 offense, combined with what already is the bones of a great defense, and they should contend for an NBA title. The first thing that jumped out at me was how much the Bulls are utilizing the dribble pitch to initiate the offense. It's a bit unconventional to run this at the wing. Normally you see weaves across the top, but it allows the offensive players to sprint to positions and open up quick opportunities. It also flows quickly into pick and rolls or pick and pops, and this benefits a player like Mirotic, who can use the threat of a jumper to get to the basket. You can already see the Bulls offense is operating at a faster speed than in years past, and it should serve to make everybody more of a threat. When they reverse the ball to the top out of the weave, it triggers a high pick and roll. As they space the floor well on the perimeter, it'll make it hard for the defense to choose what to stop, a Gasol roll or a Mirotic open jumper. Notice when the second pitch receiver passes back to the pitcher out top, it triggers a pick and roll where the point guard will have tons of space to operate as everyone spreads to the three-point line. Dribbling towards the wing, then snapping a pass back to the top for a quick pick and roll is a great way to open the floor for the ball handler, and Butler should get open shots out of this often. The next progression is to dribble pitch back to the top. Again, pitch and pass back like we saw in the first set triggers a pick and roll and will let Jimmy Butler and Derrick show off their individual talent. It seems impossible to cover everything on this action. McDermott's man stays home, but Snell's man has to bump down on the roll. This gets great low post position for the roll man, be it Gasol, Noah, or Bobby Portis. Against all but the elite defensive teams, the guy defending the ball screener will most likely be out of position on this action, allowing penetration and 4 perimeter players spaced along the three-point line. And it also opens up offensive rebounding opportunities. This kind of read and react action allows the Bulls players freedom to exploit their matchups, something Doug McDermott should be able to do nightly. And watch this read. Instead of receiving the second pitch, a nifty backdoor cut and nice pass from McBuckets. The Bulls are also running motion weak out of the Spurs playbook, which gets nice flex action for shooters. Dougie and Dunleavy are gonna love this. But what knocked me out of my chair sideways was seeing how they ran motion weak into horns. I've seen the Spurs do this a little bit, and while it's tough to do with a 24-second shot clock, it'd be hard to imagine the Bulls not getting off a great shot after merging these two beauties together. The Bulls can also just spread the defense out with 4 out, and if the matchup is right, allow their individual play to create shots. This again will allow McDermott to utilize not only his shooting ability, but his off-ball movement. And they will also go 5 out. If you're wondering how Rose fits in, just imagine him in the Aaron Brooks role with all that real estate to attack the hoop. Maybe this means he'll reduce his number of bricks from three-point land as well. And Coach Hoiberg has clearly stressed moving the ball along the perimeter quickly, which opens up lots of drive and kick opportunities for everyone, here getting the most dangerous Bulls player a wide open shot. The use of the drag screen in transition is also a focal point of the Bulls' new attack, which works great because the big man defender is rarely in good position as he's hustling back. We get another glimpse into the spreading kick ball movement, which will open up all sorts of good open three-point shots. And if you're wondering how the slow-footed Pau Gasol fits into the sped-up offense, he'll get plenty of opportunities. Off this drag screen, they run Butler off a Gasol pin down and feed him. This elbow split is right out of the Warriors playbook, and it opens up the three-cola. Again, drag screen and watch Butler curl hard and cut away. Pau now gets very good position down low, and he can get his work done against anybody. The Bulls also run a lot of zipper cuts into pick and roll. If nothing happens off that action, they spread and dive Pau to the low post, where he'll get plenty of opportunities all season long to eat his lunch. With all this freedom and space, Coach Hoiberg's offense should allow for guys like Bobby Portis to shine as he goes coast to coast. And McDermott should have a field day with action like this slice cut. Then he cuts right back off a double staggered screen to hop into this open three. And while Derrick Rose should be able to find openings with all this space and quick pace, I believe it's Jimmy Butler who will take his game to the next level and join the elites at his position, and perhaps overtake them. So there you have it, sports fans. Some really exciting stuff. Not that the Bulls' offense was terrible in the years past, but this sort of sped up, spaced offense will make it a lot harder for defenses to contend with. And if they can maintain the bones of their great defense from years past, then they are title contenders without question. I almost feel like Doug McDermott should just take Mike Dunleavy's spot to begin with and start there. I think he's a better fit for all what they're doing here. And let Dunleavy come off the bench. They can definitely cover for McDermott's defensive issues in the starting lineup better. Also, you heard it from me here. I think that if Jimmy Butler gets to that 25-point per game level, which it looks like he can with this offense, and he maintains his defensive ability, which is some of the best in the league at the wing, then you got to start looking at him as one of the best shooting guards in the league, and perhaps better than James Harden. I know it's crazy, but if he brings both things to the table on both sides of the ball, then that effect on the game is more profound than James Harden. And I'm a huge James Harden fan, so it's crazy to think that, but that actually might happen. And the Bulls hadn't seen a shooting guard this good since, well, since the last guy that was there that won him some titles. Well, thanks for joining us. Don't forget our podcast is up and on iTunes and everywhere. Check it out. And also our website is fantastic too, with great content every day. So don't forget, at BBallBreakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?